You must be creative. And it's like, no, I have a chemical imbalance.
Hello and welcome to Cinema Therapy. I'm Jonathan Decker, and is there sugar and syrup?
I'm Alan Seawright, and yes.
We are doing a Therapist Reacts video today, and you actually spoiled. I know what I'm reacting to.
I spilled the beans, the jelly beans, because I was so excited. It's the Christmas season. I love Christmas. I love the holidays. I love the snow and the reindeer and the elves.
And this is the Christmassiest Christmas movie.
It's the most Christmas that ever Christmased.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Here we go. It's Elf.
So if you haven't seen Elf, here's the gist. Little baby stows away in Santa's bag, ends up at the North Pole, is raised believing that he's an elf, and grows up into a 6'3" behemoth.
He grows up into a Will Ferrell, is what he grows up into.
You'll find your fortune falling all over town.
And learns that he has an actual father in New York City and goes to set out to connect with his father, who doesn't even know he exists. So that's our setup.
And it turns out his dad is a James Caan.
You know how much that's going to cost?
So Will Ferrell is playing Will Ferrell. And James Caan is playing James Caan. Two magnificent effects.
It's fantastic. So let's dive in.
I'm here with my dad, and we never met, and he wants me to sing him a song.
The idea is he never grew up, so he's
adopted,
still like a kid.
But you didn't know I was born, so I'm here now. I found you, Daddy.
Yeah, it's never explained why
guess what?
elves
I love you.
are just
I love
kids.
You. I love you.
Wow.
Like, was that too much?
It's weird.
Weird.
Usually you guys just, put my name in the jingle bells or something.
It's me, your son. Susan Wells had me, and she didn't tell you, and but now I'm here. It's me, Buddy.
Susan Wells. You said Susan Wells?
Yes.
Who sent this Christmas graph?
I just want to highlight how well, I mean, we're both fathers. Mm-hmm. How well do you think he nails little boy? Like playing a little boy.
My gosh, it's like hanging out with my 8-year-old.
Because I look at this movie and I'm reminded of what it must have been like for my parents to parent me.
Yeah. Oh man.
You know, like, because I was a really hyperactive, really happy child. And there are kids who like to get into trouble. There are kids who like to cause mischief. I was never one of those kids.
You were like eager to please. You're the same person you are now.
Right.
Eager to please, kind of a puppy.
Just have chest hair now. That's the
Ladies.
No. Don't do that. I don't want them clamped. No one's going to.
Gentlemen.
Oh, gosh. But I look at this, and so I never wanted to cause trouble, but I always did. Not on purpose, but because I was so eager to please. I was so happy-go-lucky.
Yeah.
And I was so not self-aware or aware of my environment or what was going on around me that I just wreaked havoc, like unintentional.
I was your roommate.
Yeah.
I participated in and was a victim of the havoc.
Why is he in jail again?
Because he got in a fight over whether or not that guy was actually Santa Claus.
You sit on a throne of lies.
You smell like beef and cheese.
Okay. He does so good, like
Dad! I knew you'd come. I love you for coming. Officer Tom, this is my dad. This is Walter. Okay? He bailed me out. They gave me one phone call. And I said, I know who I'm going to call. Walter Haas. Sure enough, you showed up. You did. They said you weren't going to show up. They told me so many times.
Who the heck are you and what is your problem?
I'm Buddy. I'm your son.
Tell me, where'd you get this picture?
Papa Elf gave it to me.
Papa Elf.
Listen, this is some kind of game. What do you want, some money?
No. I just wanted to meet you, and I thought you might want to meet me.
Wouldn't want to meet you.
I thought maybe we could make gingerbread houses and eat cookie dough and go ice skating and maybe even hold hands.
So the only problem with a Therapist Reacts for Elf is we can't react during the scenes because we just hear so much.
There's too much fun to be had watching it.
But I love in the scene, it is so accurate for, there's no awareness whatsoever that I've inconvenienced, troubled, or embarrassed the adult in my life.
Well, I mean, from a neurological standpoint, like
Yeah.
there can't be, right? Like at that point, kids haven't developed the consciousness that there's something outside the self. Is that?
Yeah, no, that's very true.
That doesn't
Yeah.
develop until later.
And so they see the role, they see their parents as attachment figures, and frankly, most of us don't even grow out of that until we're in our 20s.
Right.
Where you actually,
Some of us never grow out of it. Some of us have problems.
but you start to consider your parents as people,
Right.
right? Now, going into the teen years, you have more success with some kids than others. They can start to be a little more aware of, am I inconveniencing my parent, or am I being gracious? Am I being grateful? Things like that. But I it's just, once again, he plays it so well. Why wouldn't you come down to get me at the prison? And the confusion when his dad is upset with him, you can see it on Will Ferrell's face, like, why would you be upset right now?
Huh? You're my daddy.
Maybe we could hold hands.
What do we got here?
Oh no. Oh no.
This is my favorite scene in the movie.
Buddy, don't eat those.
There's a little clap.
Double book the rest of the afternoon.
Am I sick?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's not what we're here. We're here to do a test. Come on.
What kind of test?
So
Test to find out if you're my son or not.
my
am I
kids
feeling
have
Because it's
ADD.
sanitary for the other patients.
They don't have
It's still
ADHD.
sort of
They don't have the
finger
hyperactive component.
prick.
Yeah.
So they're not quite like
Please sit
this,
still,
Yeah.
please.
Okay,
but they're a
guys,
little
okay.
bit like this
Uh-huh.
a lot of
Why
the
is there
time.
skeleton?
I don't know what. Walter,
If I
could you
squint, it looks like
please?
a pirate
Could you
flag.
please have him sit still so I
name?
can do
No,
this?
he has got a name. I'm
Squid
sorry.
looks like
My
a pirate.
patient's
Would you
waiting.
please sit still, please?
He got mad at me.
Yes, he did. He did. The sooner you sit still, the sooner you can get
This is just my life.
Then can we eat sugar plums?
You betcha. We'll eat sugar plums and gingerbread houses, and we'll even paint eggs.
Well, paint eggs, that's easier.
I have a daughter. That is her. That is my life.
She's just
And it's so frustrating as a parent, because you try and match their level of sweetness and they don't listen.
yeah.
And then if you get stern, you feel bad because there's not a malicious bone in their body.
Yeah, they're not doing it to hurt you or harm you. They're just
Overstimulated.
cluelessly like, ah. Well, and that's what it is. It's overstimulation because, I'm going to get on an ADD rant. Ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
ADD is not attention deficit disorder. It's attention mismanagement disorder.
You saw that guy. He's certifiably insane.
When someone has ADD, like I do, clinical, like very strong ADD, you can't shut other things out. Most people can just like focus on a thing, right?
Yeah.
And just kind of like, oh, there's noise. I can just kind of block that out. And that part of the brain,
Hello!
there's a chemical imbalance and it doesn't function properly. So everything gets in.
You did it! Congratulations!
Him playing, oh, that guy looks like a pirate if I squint. Like, you can't not think those things.
Yeah.
You don't have the filter that everyone else has where you can just kind of block that out. So it's,
With maturity and adulthood, you can like not have to say it,
yeah.
but the thoughts will.
It's still happening. It's always happening.
Why are you smiling like that?
I just like to smile. Smiling's my favorite.
I have ADD as well, self-diagnosed, but I can do that. Like I can look at
you
the
can do that.
I can look at the criteria and go,
I
me,
can't do that. I had to go to one of him
me also
to do it.
But that's the thing is, a lot of times people see it as it's got disorder in the name, so it's pathologized and it's seen as a negative. But the fact is, it's simply another way of being. It's another way of functioning. It's another way of thinking. And studies have shown that people who are diagnosed ADD actually excel in certain fields way better than a lot of other people.
Absolutely.
Including filmmaker and therapist.
Yeah, no, creative disciplines, it's very helpful because you make a lot of creative connections that other people wouldn't make because your brain is constantly just ping-ponging off of all kinds of stuff. And you go, this and this, I can connect them this way. And a normal human goes, you can't. But you did. Interesting.
It's great
You
for-
must be creative. And it's like, no, I have a chemical imbalance.
Well, it's fantastic for filmmaking, and it's really good for therapy because people need to make new connections to do things differently than how they've been doing them. Because how they do them hasn't been working.
As we've stated before, filmmaking and therapy, basically the same thing.
Basically the same thing. We're tricking people into feeling things.
Get out! Don't look at me! Get out!
But the other component of that for me is that I have a new challenge every hour.
Right.
After 50 minutes with this couple or this family or this individual, we move on, and now I've got a whole different problem, a whole different person, and so it doesn't get stale, right? And so air traffic controllers is a whole host of things. So if you have a kid who is ADD or ADHD, or you suspect that they might be, because let's be honest, sometimes they do, and sometimes this is just what kids look like.
Sometimes it's just kids.
You may be worried about their future, but the fact is, one, you need to understand how they learn. Right? They may not learn as well when it comes to traditional styles, but children who have this way of thinking learn really well by doing.
Yep.
If you're having them try and sit still, it's going to be a struggle, and you could shame them and punish them and talk and lecture them, or you can craft their education, especially what happens at home, to their learning style.
Yeah. Or you can just do what Jana was saying at first, and then they end up in therapy.
But they can have a very, very bright future ahead of them. As parents, you might be worried. You needn't worry. They just have to find where they're going to be passionate and where it's going to be a really good fit for them.
Yeah, it's people with ADD, especially looking for jobs in the workplace. Even more than your average person, you have to find a thing that you're passionate about, or you will lose interest.
Yeah.
Francisco.
Buddy.
This happens to me 20 times a day.
Sorry.
All 3 of my kids perseverate. Perseveration, by the way, is when you repeat words over and over and over.
Get up here, buddy.
Come here, pal. Don't eat
Why's
our
your name on the desk?
I bought the desk. My name's there so no one steals it.
That's a joke, isn't it, Dad?
Yeah, buddy, that's a joke.
He's learning and growing.
So, what are we gonna build?
No, we don't do that kind of work here, pal.
How proud were you the first time one of your kids
Buddy,
picked
the
up on
what's
your
your favorite
sarcasm?
color?
Put that down. Hello?
Hasn't happened yet.
Hello?
Really?
No, the older ones have.
Okay, I was
very
gonna
proud of
Please
it.
don't touch anything.
Sorry.
How proud were you when I finally learned to pick up on your sarcasm?
You're the one who taught me
It
sarcasm.
hasn't happened yet. But no, you don't get popcorn.
Have you ever seen a mailroom?
The mailroom? No.
No.
What an accurate thing, though.
wow.
I'm trying to work
Listen, it's a
kids
place
bothering
where
me even when they're not
men
trying to
from all
bother
over
me.
the world
So I'm going to
come,
get them
and
really
they
excited
sit
about
around,
something that's
see,
not that
they look at the
exciting.
control, and they put it in these shiny bins.
Have you ever hit a tree with a stick?
think?
Oh man, it's life-changing. You can do it for hours.
Go there?
Well,
Just whack
I gotta
away.
work here.
Try and
Maybe-
chop it
maybe
down with
you
that
can
stick.
work there. Okay, I'll work there.
Okay, I'll work there. Yeah, that is actually my number one parenting technique. Is distract kids with shiny object, which may or may not actually be shiny.
Speaking of shiny, and speaking of sweet, Lisa's Passion for Popcorn is our sponsor for this fine program. And they've got all sorts of Christmassy flavors. So I'm going with a sugar cookie.
And I have a berries and cream. These are the most elfy flavors we could find. This one's quite colorful. I feel like production design-wise, it fits right in with the North Pole.
They will deliver to your front door for your movie night. PassionForPopcorn.com. Check it out.
Really, guy?
Is he licking your...
On my iPad? No, he was rubbing his face on the corner of my iPad before. You can go away now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
What I love is every time we try and get rid of him, he just puts up this fight.
I wasn't ready.
I do love that he just completely beats the crap out of him.
You know,
Call me Elf one more time. Call me Elf.
You're an elf.
see, he thinks he's doing what he wants. Like, I mean, I'm not a little person, so I can't speak for them. I don't think it's problematic because the offending party is A, completely innocent and naive, and 2, gets the crap kicked out of him.
Absolutely destroyed.
You get the hell out of here.
Where do you want me to go?
I don't care where you go. I don't care that you're an elf. I don't care that you're nuts. I don't care that you're my son. Get out of my life now.
This speaks to me, first of all, because even though it's a comedy, when James Caan says, get out of my life, and Buddy's just...
Where do you want me to go?
It's so sad. Like, that moment is so honest. When Will Ferrell doesn't get enough credit for, his dramatic chops, that's such an honest, childlike moment and so sad. But I've definitely, had moments where I've said, I don't want to be around you. I don't want to see you. I don't want you. I don't want you in my presence. Like, but the thing is, kids get under our skin. And one of the hardest things about being a parent is confronting the ugly side of yourself.
Yeah.
You've heard me say before, I didn't think that I had an angry side because I never really got angry for 28 years. And
I never saw you get angry.
And then I had kids.
I still haven't seen you get angry.
And then I had kids. I'm like, oh, there it is. Like that's what it's like to. And but one of the most beautiful things, most important things in relationships is not that we never get angry or do or say things we regret. It's that we repair. Yeah. Right. And I don't know. Because I don't know what clips you've pulled for me today, but the film does have a beautiful repair between James Caan.
We're about to watch it.
Oh, fantastic! Let's do it.
Hey, you found it.
Buddy!
So Buddy was going to leave, and then Santa shows up, and there's a problem with his sleigh.
I need to tell you something.
No, Buddy, there's something I have to tell you right now. I didn't mean anything I said back there, not a word. I know you may be a little, chemically imbalanced, but you've been right about a lot of things. I don't want you to leave. You're my son, and I love you.
Also accurate for little kids. They are so forgiving.
Oh, yeah. I've done horrible things that I would like. I'm shocked that they came out of me.
Come with me.
My kids are just like, I love you, Dad.
Yeah. They want that connection.
Yep.
Something we could learn from them, something we could do better is to forgive and let go quickly and let people be human and make mistakes and just, no, I want you, so, Yep.
I'm
gonna let it go.
Absolutely. I love this film. There's so much that's great about it, but the big thing for me as a filmmaker is the production design at the North Pole and just the inclusion of stop motion animated characters and Mr. Narwhal. Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad.
Thanks, Mr. Narwhal.
It's like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Came to life.
Yeah.
It's so it's so great. It's just this magical 60s stop motion paradise. Everything else about the movie is just this, it's got a warm, inviting glow. You just want to hug this movie.
Yeah.
From a production design and lighting standpoint. And then, Jon Favreau, this is not his directorial debut, but one of his very early films. Mm-hmm. And, obviously went on to do the Iron Man films and Jungle Book and
Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian, which is incredible. He is in the mold of kind of the directors who I love, like Peter Jackson and Spielberg and George Lucas, one of these filmmakers who's really, and James Cameron, really interested in pushing technology forward. As a person with ADD, I always want a new thing and a shiny toy and some way that I can get my creativity onto the screen in a better way. And Jon Favreau is one of the people right now in the industry who's really pushing things forward.
The one thing I would add, you talk about you just want to give this movie a hug. It's so warm. If you are parenting a hyperactive child, they will test your patience to the limits. They will reveal ugly sides to you that you didn't know you had, but they will also teach you forgiveness. They will teach you enthusiasm and zeal for life. And we watch Elf because it makes us feel happy. And if you have a child like this, the biggest key is to let their enthusiasm spread to you.
Best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear.
Yeah.
To not try and suppress it, trying to get them to grow up, trying to get them to be more mature, but actually share in that enthusiasm, in that fun-loving spirit, that Christmas spirit, but also just that fun-loving spirit, because it will enrich your life and help you to be happier.
Just to second that, as someone who grew up kind of like Buddy, not maybe to the extent that Jono did, I don't know how your parents approached it. My parents very much, from a place of love. They were very concerned and wanted me to have a good, productive life. They were all about suppression and figure out how to control it.
Well, you asked how my parents handled it. My parents went the other way, and they, instead of suppressing it, they encouraged it and fed it. But they were always questioning whether this was the right way to handle it. But I'll never forget when I was in high school. I was turning out really confident. And I was the kid that all the parents loved. Like, the girls didn't love me, but the parents all wanted them to date me.
Man, I identify with that.
But my mom would, parents who were struggling with little hyperactive kids, she would point to me and said, that's how Jonna was. And they said, really? And my mom said, yeah, they're going to turn out okay. And that would bring people hope. So, by all means, give them structure, give them boundaries, teach them how to function.
Yeah.
But don't don't squelch it, because it's their gift to the world. You know, it's a wonderful, beautiful thing. So again, if you haven't seen Elf, or if it's time for a rewatch, we got a link down below that you can rent or buy from. We get a tiny little kickback, helps us to produce this show.
Also check us out on social media at therapy_cinema on all of the socials that you can find. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram primarily.
If you like what we're doing, tell your friends. We need your help to help us grow. So if you are one of our passionate fans, spread the word. If you hate our stinking guts, spread the word, because it's Christmas.
It's what you should do. It's the right thing. So until next time, I love you, Daddy.
I'm in a store and I'm singing. I'm in a store and I'm singing.
And watch movies.
Michael, please, what's the big deal?
Dad?
Santa Claus is coming to town.